All right, welcome back to the Sunbrella Dockside Studio. Tommy Bennett again here with you. I'm pleased to be joined this afternoon now by Steve Goione. Steve is an artist based here in North Carolina and has been affiliated with the Big Rock Tournament for years. Steve, tell us about what you do and how long you've been affiliated with the tournament. We're glad to see you again this year.
Well, first of all, thanks for having me back. This is one of the best in the world. Especially this year, one of the biggest in the world. So to be in my home state and to be associated with the Big Rock, it's just it's a dream come true for me.
Now, Steve, you travel all over the world visiting tournaments. So when you say this is one of the best and biggest in the world, you know of what you're speaking of.
Yeah, that's I've been privileged to travel everywhere you can imagine, all the oceans of the world, and when I was home over the weekend watching the numbers grow from 150 to 190 to 220 to 270 and 4.6 million in the Calcutta,
you get excited like we get excited.
I couldn't wait to get here.
You're a fan too.
Yeah, I got a lot of friends fishing, so I'm pulling for them.
Now look, obviously you know people from all over the world and get to fish with them and see them, but your specialty here is these beautiful art pieces of artwork. First of all, tell us about how do you describe this style? What is this?
Well, it's actually a combination of two. When I was in art school, they make you take all the different illustration styles, and I start with the watercolor, which is always placed down first. All the color you see is done in traditional watercolor. If you get a close-up look at the piece, you'll see on top of the watercolor, it's pointillism. It's dots, for a better lack of word. I use a 000.
I can see them.
Double weir, as big as a needle, and there's probably 250,000 dots in this piece. There's that many.
How about that? Well, it's absolutely stunning. I hope that what you see on video is the equal of how stunning it is in person. But there's also a story here, Steve. You know, the fabulous Fisherman's patch. Tell us about the inspiration for this and how that came about.
You know, one of the most difficult things as an illustrator is constantly having to be creative and new. And I've been fortunate enough to be the artist here, 10, 12, a lot.
A number of times.
So this year I wanted to reach back into the past, back to what was the genesis of the Big Rock tournament.
Yep. And
back in 1957, there was rumors of these fish.
Exactly.
And I know on September 14th, 1957, the Mary Z brought in the first blue marlin, which was about 143 pounds.
Yep.
So I wanted to do a dedication to the fabulous fisherman and a tribute to the Big Rock.
Well, isn't it great that when the year that the artwork looks back again to year number one, that we're celebrating a record tournament here. So
yeah, sometimes things just happen.
It just comes together, doesn't it, Steve?
Yeah, that's
speaking of coming together and helping make it happen, you've been a big supporter of Big Rock, Big Hero over the years, and I know coming from North Carolina, the military means a lot to us here in North Carolina. Economically, politically, socially. I mean, it's a big deal for us.
Yeah.
And I think North Carolina is just lots of patriots and great Americans live in North Carolina. You've done something, and this is of all the things you've done, Steve.
Yeah.
This is my favorite. I have print number 2.
I remember. I remember signing that for you
in my tackle room at home. And this is just, to me, this is just the best thing you've ever done. I love the flag in it. Tell us about this, and then the I'll hold it while you talk, and how it relates to Big Rock, Big Hero.
Right.
What that means to you
specifically.
specifically.
It means a ton to me. I've had the absolute privilege to work with an organization called Freedom Alliance and take 10 to 15 special op veterans to Costa Rica for a week of healing and relaxation. Wow. And it's during these quiet times that you get to know these men. And I get to hear just a little bit. And just hearing that little bit of what these men have seen and what they've brought home with them, I've always appreciated the military, but it just went off the charts for me. These men and women are just phenomenal heroes. So with that in mind, I designed this piece. This was the actual Big Rock painting, I believe, in 2019. And it was auctioned off for charity. And then what we did was dedicate these prints to the Big Rock Big Heroes. So every year, I believe this year there's 7 fishing.
Right.
When they come in, or if I don't get a chance to present them myself, they are signed personally as a thank you from the Big Rock and myself to them. And they're the only ones that have these prints. The bigger prints people can have, but this is a special edition just for our veterans.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
It's the least I could do.
Well, yeah, and I was going to say, what a great gift from you to those heroes who get to come here every year. And we do appreciate your participation in that as well. This thing is just stunning. Now, Steve, folks can buy your artwork. How can they do that?
Yeah,
I know you've got an online store up for
I
sure.
do. Thank you for asking. Yeah, I especially this week, I have an online print gallery. It's my name, which isn't an easy one, Steve T. Goione, prints.com. It's an online gallery, and the featured page has all of my Big Rock work from the last 7 or 8 years. Other limited edition prints, you can order them, and a lot of people have them personalized. They'll call me up and they'll get a bunch done for the crew, or if they catch a certain fish this week. So that's all online, but the main thing I'm really hoping for is the Sunday night auction of this piece.
I was going to. We'll end with that. This painting is traditionally offered during the awards banquet, along with maybe a couple of other items. And it can be a lot of fun, a live auction. And I know, tell us about that,
Yeah, it's nervous for the artist, the thing is, every penny goes to the Big Rock.
Right,
So
absolutely.
You're there, and all you want this piece to do is to raise funds for the Big Rock. Sure. And, a good auction is going to take 3 or 4 or 5 guys that are really interested in this painting.
It happen.
Typically happens at the Big Rock, and I think the last 3 years, the originals have all gone for very close to $25,000, if not $25,000.
And you say it goes to the Big Rock. It does go to the Big Rock, but it goes right into the Big Rock, and it goes right out to a charitable cause here every year. And it's just it is one of the highlights of the awards banquet, that's for sure. And you'll be there this year?
I will be there. I'm here for the rest of the week.
Great.
And I might be pacing around a little bit when it's up for auction.
That's right.
Nervous energy, wanting the Big Rock to do well.
Now, how about, do you have some products for sale this week here?
In the Big Rock store, I'm very well represented in there.
All right, great. And obviously online, if somebody...
Online, on my own things. And if anybody sees me up there, I'll be here. If you buy something you want to sign, bring it out to the weigh station, be glad to do it.
I was going to say, you can tell Steve is just a very energetic, personable fella, and I'm certain if you walk up to him and say, hey, Steve, I want to buy something, or can you sign this, he'll be glad to do it for you. He'll be here all week. He's going to give us a couple of shirts to give away maybe today as well. So, Steve, again, it's just a great privilege and honor to have you here. We're delighted. The artwork is just fantastic, and it speaks so well to the history of the tournament, some of the great things that the tournament is interested in, and you just capture it so well. So thank you so much.
Tommy, thank you, and those compliments coming from you and the Big Rock Committee, that means the world to me.
Glad to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. All right. We're gearing up here for day 1 of the 63rd annual Big Rock Blue Marlin Tournament right here from the Sunbrella Dockside Studio. Stay with us throughout the day. We'll bring you all the action here from the Big Rock